In this video, we will look at somebody's dream come true. I found this house online a couple months ago and I knew I needed to contact my friends and try to get this place done. This is built off the vision of one man. He found this land and thought it was the perfect spot for exactly what he wanted to do, and he built this house in 1991. This house is completely off the grid, with power coming from a generator and water coming from the creek down below. With the house being halfway under the ground, it stays a perfect 68 degrees Fahrenheit all year around. He lived here with his daughter, and thanks to her, we get to explore this amazing house. He owned many classic vehicles, and the daughter actually still owns their Ford truck to this day, all original. He was a varsity quarterback for his high school football team. He was in the Navy, and he was at the Bay of Pigs, and he was stationed at Guantanamo Bay. He was a member of the Bristol V8 Car Club. He also worked at Norfolk Southern Railroad and Virginia DOT, but he retired from his business Amway. But unfortunately, around a year ago, he passed away. She didn't hear from him, so she came over one day to find him in the living room in his chair. If I remember correctly, she told us he passed from cardiac arrest, but maybe it's fate that I found this house and we can help him sell it. Alright guys, this is the front of the house right here. If you guys want to buy this house, I will leave the listing in the description. This is quite the amazing house. That's the roof right there. Alright, so now we'll head down this hill. The door that we're going to is kind of on this back side of the house. So we're going to head down there now. This is what you first see when you walk in. This will be the living room. And talking to the owner, she said this actually used to be zebra print floor. And she did it. But there were couches in here and stuff that were also zebra print. And she said her dad said it was too much. So he ripped it up one day. When she got home, she just saw it like this. And if you turn around, that's where we were standing just now. You can see some of the zebra print still in here that she made. Really cool. And then there's a little kind of stage thing right here when you walk in. Now there is broken glass right there, but that's not from a vandal or anything. She did that because when he passed, she had to get in here somehow. It was all locked up. Keep in mind, guys, this house is completely homemade. These rocks right here are from Asheville, North Carolina. That's about an hour away. And this railroad tie is also from Asheville. So that is very, very unique. They said they lit a fire in here one time, but it got so hot, it was unbearable. But yeah, we'll keep walking forward. As you can see, we're entering the kitchen. And right here at the bar, there's this real soft padding. And this is so you could actually lean on the bar. And I think that's really, really cool. And when you walk in, you see the stained wood. He actually did this himself. I'm telling you, 99% of this house is homemade. This is the kitchen right here. And it is empty, but it's still just such a cool house. I wanted to show you all this. Story behind it is amazing too. She said he was the type of man to say, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Still got a refrigerator, probably from 70s or 60s, I would say. Now, of course, it is empty, but I did check it anyway, just thinking, what if it was a really good fridge pool? But they obviously wouldn't just leave it like that. But look at that. Got that. And you got the countertop stove right here. Just amazing. Now we won't go in there yet because that's one of the best rooms. But we will walk in here to one of the coolest, I guess this is also a kitchen or a hangout area, I'm not sure. But this is so cool. Look at this. Now this is completely made out of an abandoned barn that was caving in. The owner of the barn basically told him, he said, hey, if you just demolish it for us and take the wood, then it's all yours. Because he offered to buy it. So him and his daughter, the lady that let us in here, did that. And it came out really, really cool. I just realized that's a baseball. Look at that. And that's what you see. The washer and dryer used to be in those doors, but there's nothing in there now. I love the LED lighting around here. You could tell a guy definitely did all of this. This is the design of a guy, but I love it. It's very out there, and I think this is way better than any normal design. It gives it like, I don't know, it just gives it a whole mood. You can see tacks all on here, but she did mention he had scriptures everywhere in the house. If he was making food, he would quote one. If he was brushing his teeth in the morning, he would quote one. He had them on the mirror, everything. And you can kind of see the lighting up there. But now coming out of there, we'll walk into her bedroom. And they did have an estate sale, so you would think everything would be gone, but this bed is actually cemented into the floor. But I think that's a good idea. It doesn't make any noise when you get on it. My bed at home creaks so bad, it's actually really annoying, so I think that's really smart. And this is the other view, the bedroom. Now, she did tell us he built this so whenever you walk into the room, you can just throw your shoes right here instead of, you know, just throwing them on the floor. And I think that's very smart. Now, I'm not positive what's back here. Okay, it's just a little closet back here. There are some hangers and stuff left though. But now we'll walk into the bathroom in this bedroom. It's actually quite modern. I can see a little touch of the barnwood and stuff, or not barnwood, but the wood that he brushed himself. Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. And talking to this lady, you know, you could tell she really loved her dad, and you could tell her husband was also really close to her dad, and they did a lot together. He actually said he's not selling any houses to people in his family because he doesn't feel like fixing them for them. Because you know he was the handyman of the family, so that's really funny actually. Pretty modern bathtub. I really like this wood though. You can see in there. I'm telling you, for some people, this is a dream house. For sure. But walking back out of the bathroom, we'll head to what I think is the best room in the house. But as we go back, I do want to explain to y'all, this house is on the grid now, but it can easily be taken off of the grid. Because there's a bunch of waterfalls and creeks behind here, which y'all will see, but yeah, the waterfalls run up and give the house the water, and then he has it generating power, and his generator went out, so that's why he put it back on the grid, but it could easily go back off. And that house is, you know, halfway underground, so it stays 68 degrees in here all the time, and it's warm outside right now, but it feels amazing in here. So this is a nice change of pace for me. I saw this back in the kitchen. I don't know if that was one of their cars or not, but now we're going to enter the best room. Look at this. This room is unbelievable. Look at that. And there's our hot water heater right there. Look at that. And this bed is also cemented in. Look at their little mini closets right here. It's so good. And then you walk over here, and I think that's a little attic entrance maybe? I'm not positive. But if you peek back here, it's kind of blocked off. But oh, it just holds the door shut, really. It's a little closet area. And then the bed makes no noise. And then this is what you see. Just look at that. You can see the shower light is on. And there's another little closet door right here. Okay. You get a good little bit of space in here, but you have them on each side, so it's perfect. Is this a door? Oh, it's a light bulb. See if it works. Oh, I can't get a grip on it. Oh, that's so cool. And then there's a little battery right here, but you see this painting or these murals? So the story on these is his daughter was like, I don't want to live in a place underground that doesn't have any windows. Some guys would be like, why not? That's the best thing ever. But, you know, not everyone wants to do that. Most people don't. So he actually had her paint these, and they're really good. Look at that. And look at this. Do you see those hinges? Right there. See the little seam and then it goes down? That's actually where you would get your towels and stuff. Because, when you get out the tub, you don't want to have to walk across this carpet right here. So that's perfect. And then this shower right here, it has a little stick blocking it. I'm assuming the door just opens by itself. Yeah. Here's the shower. Still has the soap and the brush there. Oh, that's where another scripture was too. That's really, really cool. I wish I knew what scriptures there were. I would open that for y'all, but they're trying to sell this house now, and I'm not going to climb all over their stuff. Another interesting thing, this sink right here, she said her dad looked for this for a long time because as you can see, it's set up to where you can wash a baby and it had their head here. So it's actually made for that. And look, yeah, that's a nozzle right there. It's really, really interesting. Maybe you push that. I don't know. Honestly, does this house have water? Oh, it's got good water. I mean, obviously it would because it's pressured from the creek, but I didn't know if it was still set up like that. And then you turn to the right here. You can see the design on this door. I didn't ask her where this is from, but it's probably from somewhere with a story. You got the toilet in here. As you can see. Not bad at all. So, coming out of that bedroom, the daughter's bedroom, we're going to turn around. And we're actually going to walk this way because they have the doors blocked off. But it's a good chance for me to show y'all this beautiful property. If you peek through here, you see the creek down there. And the waterfalls are coming up the hill and fueling this house. But coming around there now, this is what you're greeted with. And something really, really interesting, up there used to be a putt-putt course, but there's nothing there now, it's just a roof. But look at this house. It is so hot out here, but so cool inside of that house. This was his little outside storage right here. Peek in there. There's nothing really in there. But you walk up, you can see the glass. That's the living room. That's the living room through there that we just looked at. I will take you guys up these steps real quick though, just to kind of relive what they lived. Because imagine coming up here and being able to play putt-putt. Like, that's so cool. Look at this. As you can see, it's on the hill, it's completely in the ground. This really is a beautiful property. And we're about to go look at this room right here. Because either the bedroom or this room is the best. But now, go ahead and check out something I'm very excited to show y'all. And it's right through this door. So as you walk in, you look to your right, there's a little koi pond right here. You see that? But this also goes into the living room, just on the other side. Would cross the bridge right here. Then if you look, so you see the little bar right here, right? You look this way, this is the pool room. And it's a pool room because it has a pool and there was a pool table in here. Beautiful skylights. Look at this bark. This is all real stuff too. See all the Christmas lights. Could you imagine being in here at nighttime with the TV going over there, all the Christmas lights on, music playing, out here kind of secluded, just having a great time. We get a full view of this bar. These barrels are from the Bristol train depot in Tennessee. And look at all that up there. So much detail. I bet snakes were a problem though. I bet. But look at this pool. This was turned into a koi pond for its last use because it had a leak and he had to redo the liner, but he did not want to take the rocks out. Keep in mind now, this home is homemade. Like, all of this is built by this guy. This guy reminds me of my friend David because he's the same way. He builds, if he can't get a custom car, he'll build it. If he can't get a custom house, he'll build it. My friend David's actually going to love this house because it could be off the grid. It's fully custom. I mean, look at that TV. Look at that. I'm gonna walk over here towards it. All the logs in here, that's just amazing. And then you turn and this is what you see. So the daughter said this was inspired by the jungle room at Elvis's mansion in Memphis, Graceland. And you can see where they had the pool sticks here too. Just a really, really cool house. But I do want to tell y'all another story about this house. So the pool room's right here. So back then, it wasn't the daughter, it was someone else. But it was a little girl that would drive her pink Barbie Corvette. You know what I'm talking about. They've made them in, you know, all the gender. I know there's a C7 Corvette, but this was back then. So they must have been making them, you know, through all these different Corvette generations. But this would be her driveway, right? So you would drive down this and you would come around the corner to her house. She liked to pretend this was her little house. And you look all down here. It's just beautiful out here. And what ended this house is she saw a snake in there one day and it was no more after that. And here's a little hammock. She said when her dad would come to visit the little girl in her house, he would hang out at the hammock. That's a beautiful story. And then this is the back of the house. Just an amazing property. Let's peek in here real quick. Hopefully there's not a snake waiting in here today. Wow. Oh, there's wasp nests. I hope I'm not about to stir up a bunch of wasps on my face. A yellow jacket just flew out from this wall. That's not good. But I'm in here now, so I'm showing y'all. Here's a little playhouse. Look at the spider webs up there. And there's the windows. Okay, so now we're gonna do this garage right here. And it's got some really interesting stuff in it. So as you walk in here, you can see he could do his oil changes in here. And that actually goes down below the house and out. And you can go down that hill. But you see all the Jeg stickers, and there was an MSD sticker over there. They said he had every tool you could imagine in this garage, and he hand built all of this. Very, very cool. And you guys should see the pictures of the cars. He even had a semi truck. He built custom cars. It's so cool. His daughter said he was Ford and she was Chevy, so she said they butted heads a lot, which is pretty funny. You can still see a lot of the oil in here. That is one of the coolest planes I've ever seen, actually. All types of stuff. I would have loved to meet this man. I hate I wasn't able to. So over here on this side of the garage now, I want to show y'all something. This is his full off-the-grid setup. Look at that. I know my friend is going to go crazy over this. He wants to build something like this. That is so cool. There's actually a little door right here too. Look at the handle. Wow. And now he has a coffin top up here. And they were like, we don't know if he was trying to be funny with the Cadillac because it looks like a hearse or what he was doing. But they said he's not doing anything freaky, so that's funny. And talking about that, I actually spotted something over here. Got a bunch of nails right here. Look, a reflection of the Ford truck. That's actually pretty cool. But look right here. I actually have a tool left behind. Somebody did break into this house recently, very recently, like the past couple of weeks, because I've been talking to her maybe 3 weeks now, and it was after I was texting her trying to meet up to film this place. So that's pretty scary. They had an estate sale, but the only thing really gone was this circular, I forgot what it is, but you know, I'll probably throw it in whenever y'all saw the living room. But yeah. And I did notice there's a lot of stuff up here too. Suitcases, stuff like that. And the outside of the garage, there's this little thing too. Alright guys, so we're back up top here. I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. If y'all were interested in this house, I'm going to leave the Zillow listing down below, so make sure to check that out. Really hope y'all enjoyed. This house has such an amazing story. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys later. See you in the next one.